Cool, we're live now. We're going to be live. So, right, so now we can see Hannah in it. So now it should be now live. There's just going to be a slight delay. So hi everybody, hope you're all doing well. So today we're going to be showing you how Evoto has integrated with my workflow. So we're literally going to start from Evoto, from the absolute beginnings. We've got Hannah with us today. We're going to do a summer vibe photo shoot, and we're going to show you how Evoto is used for my editing and working process. So what we are going to be doing, I'm going to show you from the absolute basics of Evoto upwards to this. I'm either going to show you how to start a Evoto library, how we tether the cable before even starting a photo shoot. We've already picked out the outfit today, so we're going to shoot white on white. We're going to explain that in just a second. But first of all, we've got a new lighting, we've got a new setup today. There's two cameras. As you can see the whole studio in this camera, and then we're going to flick it when I am editing, so that you can then see some of the images too, and then I'm going to edit them live with you as well. So this is going to be absolute beginners building it up. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to jump to Evoto first, and I'm going to show you how we set up Evoto ready for a photo shoot. So guys, this is Evoto, and this is how it's probably going to come out. Is something looking a little bit like this, but maybe a blank screen. Okay, so as we are starting a new project, you can see up here you get all these projects. So when you do photo shoots, you can start different catalogs, and you can import the images if you've done a shoot on a camera card, or you can come back and do a tethered shoot like we are going to do today. If you can hear Chris in the background, he's just testing the audio for us. But if you are watching tonight, please drop a comment so then we know who is watching. And if you've got any questions at any point, please say, and I will answer them for you. So if you're going to do a new project, so every single catalog is called a project. So this is going to be YouTube live 13th of August. Okay, and we're going to do create. And now what it's going to do is come up with this screen here. So you can import photos, which you can do by taking the camera card out of your camera, copying them onto a hard drive or your desktop, and then importing them into Evoto like so. So you can go into these documents, find a folder, so maybe some of these, and then you can then import them to then edit. But we're not going to do that today, because I'm going to show you my whole workflow for doing a shoot in the studio. So we are going to be tethering our camera. Okay, so if we do tether, okay, so what you first need is one of these cables, which I'm just going to grab very quickly. Lucy, is there a red cable just on the side there that you can bring over, just where the reflector hood is? Alright, because both of mine are all in use at the moment. So my camera's already tethered up, but I'm going to untether it, and we're going to do that. Oh, sorry, right, Hannah's actually found it. So,
not what you said.
Yeah, it's not where I said. That's the problem with the studio. Things always go a little bit missing. However, so these you can buy off Amazon. They're just a USB to a USB-C cable, and you plug this into the back of your laptop, computer, and connect it to your camera like so here. Okay, so this is a spare we actually had. So what will happen, you're going to plug the USB-C into the side of the camera here. Okay, now I'm using Nikon, and a couple of things with Nikon if you are going to be tethering is, one, you need a fully charged battery. You need to take the camera card out, so make sure you've got no camera card in there as well. And what we are going to do, we're going to go over to connect camera once it's all plugged in, and what should happen is going to pick it up straight away. So can you see it says Nikon Z6 200th of a second 5.6 at 200 ISO. So that's what my camera was set at from a previous shoot. And what will happen is, as we're taking pictures, they're going to appear on this screen, and we're going to edit them live, and then we're going to apply that first edit onto every image afterwards. And this is where Evoto really helps me out, because I can now actually show you, or a client or a model, like a 99% finished image once we have edited one. So going on to lighting, we're just going to switch the cameras over. We're going to go for a summer vibe look. Okay, so we've got a 2 light setup today. So one of them you may not be able to quite see, but it's just got an optic snoot on. Okay, but I'm going to explain more about that in a minute. But whenever I do any kind of photo shoot, I always build up my lights 1 light at a time. Now, if you are going to be doing any photo shoots at all, we need to have a bit of pre-communication. So before this event, I said to Hannah, we're going to do some summer vibe shots. I sent her some example images of what we wanted to capture. I sometimes do a little test shoot just to check the lighting's going to be right before the actual shoot. If you've got a model in or a client, you don't want to be wasting time setting up, trying to check if the exposures are correct. It might be worth sometimes doing a test shoot first. But as Hannah is always here, and I've already done a test shoot before this live, I'm going to explain it to you. So first of all, we always do our main light first. Okay, so I'm going to turn off this optic snoot. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to take some shots and I'm going to move it back onto the Evoto screen for you. But we just got a 90 by 90 softbox hitting Hannah at a 45-degree angle. This is quite a common lighting setup I do actually, and Hannah's just at the sort of back of this softbox. So I'm getting a lovely bit of wraparound, and we're just going to do a test shot to actually check that our main light is now correct. And our backdrop will come out slightly grey because there's no light hitting the backdrop. It's going to come out very soft. So I'm just going to quickly show you how this looks on the Evoto and some early things we can check already. Alright, so now you can see the images. One of them's come out slightly out of focus, which is a bit weird, but we've got a good first one there. I don't use a light meter. So what tethering is really great for is I can do my test shots, look at the back of the, look at the screen, and then I can judge whether I need to turn a light up or down. But I'm really pleased with this so far. I already have my camera set to 5000 Kelvin now for the white balance. Now I've just done a video on this called how to set the white balance for studio lighting, so it's definitely worth checking out just to see if you are shooting the right white balance. Because the last thing you want to be doing is in a studio, you've got clients, you've got a model, and you've got the wrong white balance, and your images turn out blue or orange, so either fluorescent or ambient. Because if you've got the wrong white balance, it will appear here. Now you can quickly adjust it if you need to, but I like having mine set in the camera, so when I am looking at the screen or my client's looking at the screen, they can see it straight away. Now then, already I try and capture as much as I can in camera every single time, but what I would be doing is these are your basic adjustment sliders. I will go through these tonight, or the ones that I mostly use on a photo shoot. But already you shouldn't need to be doing too many adjustments, but here, because if something is too dark or too light, you should be moving the light, because when you are doing a photo shoot, you want to be capturing as much as you can in camera, because when you are editing, you don't want to be spending hours editing away every single image, right? It's going to be taking you hours, and the benefit of Evoto is it massively helps you speed up this time. But already what I am going to be doing is looking at this image and just seeing if there's any basic tweaks we can make. So first of all, Evoto got some amazing skin retouching features. I've already made a load of presets, which you can see on the left hand side here. But what I want to be doing tonight is making our own for this particular shoot. But what I'm going to do first, before I even do that, which I completely forgot about, I'm going to set up the second light to show you how we're going to get this summer look. So I'm really pleased with that, but we do need to be making this white because it's going to be white on white or slightly off white. So I'm just going to switch back to the studio and we're going to explain more about the lighting setup we are going to be doing. But I'm very, very happy with that first light. So now that I've got everything in place, we're going to be adding some shadows that look like they come off a tree. So if I just turn off our ring light, which is illuminating the studio, can you see this patchy effect on this white backdrop? And now this is caused by something called a gobo. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this back on so you can now see. Okay, and what this does is it projects patterns onto our backdrop, and you can get different ones of these. The reason I picked this one because it looked like leaves, so it kind of looked like Hannah was sat under a tree against a wall, and the silhouette of the tree from the sun hitting it is what's going to appear on our wall. I'm just going to pop that in place. But as I know that this light is now correct, when I expose for this one, it will not affect this light. Okay. So I'm just going to pop that. I'm just going to mess this setting up because normally these won't always be perfect unless you do a test shot. So first of all, I'm just going to turn this off, and then we're just going to. Can you see that pattern appearing on the wall? And we're just going to get it covering as much of that wall as possible. I can't see it because I'm blocking it. But can you see it behind Hannah now? And we just want to be turn it to make it slightly out of focus. I don't want it too much of a harsh shadow on that backdrop, or else it's going to make Hannah look a little bit lost in the picture. We really want Hannah to stand out during this. So I'm just going to do a little test shot. So when I have a look at my second light, I want to get the right exposure for that as well. And I'm just going to flick it back very, very quickly to Evoto so you can now see it. And you can see this image. We can see it faintly, but those shadows that projection needs to be lifted up. But because I turned the power down, just to actually show you, I'm going to start tweaking this to turn it up and up and up to then get the correct exposure I want with it. So I do another one now. So we just turned it up by one stop. You're now going to see that pattern's coming out a lot more. I'm just going to turn it up again. And we're just going to do another shot. There we go. Okay, and then we can now see it appearing even more. So that is starting to look a little bit more how we want it. I think the shadows are still too harsh, so I'm just going to soften it even more and just do another test shot. I'm going to do another one. And we can go from there. So that is looking a lot more how I want it to look. Now then, a couple of things we do need to go for, especially with the tethering. So I'm just going to go back to the tethering here. Is you can, if I get Chris to hold this camera at Hannah, very, very quickly, you can just hold it there. Okay, so imagine our camera's on a tripod. Okay, so first of all, you're going to have all your settings here. It's going to have the 100% there. You can have exposure compensation. It says our white balance is on daylight, which is how I set it, and I just realised I need to turn this light back on. Okay, so right, you can see me way better now, and it's going to shoot in RAW. Okay, so it's on rapid fire because it's a setting that I already had, and it's got a button here which Chris, can you just make sure it's in focus for a second, and then if I take a shot here, I don't know why it's not now done it. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's just a little bit of a delay. Normally it is a bit more instant, but because we're tethering, did we get the first one in? Okay, Chris, can you make sure that red dot's on Hannah a second? Just hold it down halfway, and we just do another one. It might be a little bit of a lag there. For some reason it's doing 2. Okay. We can now get a shot of Hannah. So if I was doing a product shoot or a shoot where I need to be at the screen, I can put that on a tripod and shoot away. But I like personally shooting handheld, doing fashion shots. So that's why I like having it handheld. But I don't normally get to use this. So it's going to come up with all your settings here for your camera. Thank you, Chris. You can sit down now. Okay, so it can have your shutter speed, exposure, composite. It's going to tell you what every single setting here is, and it's going to show you what file type you are shooting in. So JPEG or RAW, the image size, everything like that. So it's going to give you all of your settings here, and you can then adjust them, including backlight. Now, another important one is where the image is going to go, which I didn't set because I wanted to make sure I showed you. Is what I would be doing is making sure that you've got a separate file for this. So I'm going to go into my desktop and just create a new folder called YouTube 13th of August live. And what's going to happen, any photos now taken, the RAWs will be stored there. And a little bit like Lightroom, Evoto will link those photos and then show you the previews here. So that's another thing you want to be doing. When we do a few edits, we're going to be working on this capture effects setting, where we can put either a static preset on that I've already made, or anything that we create first can then be applied to every single image, and this is what's going to really speed up your workflow. But the one other important thing to actually do is labeling your images, which I can easily forget about. So I'm going to call this Hannah Lou. I always put the model's name in, so then if I am doing hard drive searches, I can find the model immediately. I always put the date in as well. And I'm going to call this YouTube Live, as that's what this is tonight. So now any image now captured will be labelled that, and any image before that will be labelled the old one. So make sure you've got all this set up ready. So I'm going to take a couple of photos, and I'm going to play with the lighting too. Okay, and then I'm going to answer questions in just a second. Okay, actually, do you know what? I'm going to answer questions now. Nice exposure from, is it Capsilly? Solly? If I don't have a light meter, how do you get the accurate camera settings for the right exposure? Right, this is really important, and I'm going to explain this on the other camera so you can see the whole studio. Okay, right then, so because I've had this studio for about 8 years, I know what my lights are like in a small indoor environment, and the amount of shoots that I do per week, per month is phenomenal. So I get very used to what my lights are capable of doing, especially in the space that they're in. There's a lot of inverse square law about that. So I always know that if I'm doing any shoot with the Hannah at the settings we are at because of this optic snoop, I already know that this light needs to be on a 16th power compared to full power, and that comes with experience, sadly, to actually. But the more you do it, the more, and you get to know your equipment, the more you will end up doing this just off the cuff. But if you don't have a light meter and you are unsure, I'll show you a quick thing you can do if you don't have a light meter. So let's say there's a video coming soon of, normally I shoot at 200th of a second, f900 ISO, and if I wasn't sure about that, and I wasn't sure what the light power needed to actually put the light in place, make sure you got the modelling bulb on, so then you can see where the light's going to roughly go, and just take a picture. Okay, now I'm going to see it tethered, and I'm going to tell you it's going to be really underexposed already. I'm just going to quickly switch it so you can actually see. Okay, so that's really under. Oh, so I swap the cameras up. So that is now really underexposed, and based on my experience, I would say that's one stop underexposed. Now, what I can do, if I really wanted, is brighten it up and then try and fix it in post, because when you just see exposing it says 1.5, that is 1.5 stops brighter. But as we always want to capture things into the camera as best I can, I'm going to turn this light up by 1 stop and then take another photo. So I'm just going to swap it back again, and we're just going to change this to 1 stop higher. Okay. I'm going to pop it back in place. We'll do another shot. Okay, and we'll have a look at that, and we can then make the adjustment. Okay, so that's looking good now. I say it's a little bit under, and it was already showing that when I put the exposure on, but I'd be happy with that. But I am going to brighten it up just a little bit more. So I'm just going to go back to the studio again. I'm just going to turn this up by 1/2 stop. And I'm just going to do another shot like so. And now that I've taken another shot, I'm just going to pop it back on the screen for you. And you can now see that final result. So if you are unsure, that is the best way to actually do it. And just be honest with your model or whoever you are to shoot. Explain the problem to them, or explain what you're actually doing. Because when you do a shoot, it works out much easier. Because if you just got someone running around headless chicken trying to fix something, it can look a little bit odd. So always tell your model or subject whatever you are doing, because then it keeps a nice relaxed environment for them to have their pictures taken. Yeah, so that's, and then if I had the second light on, I am going to turn it up to see if I can get to f8, but if I can't, I'm going to adjust those camera settings back to where they were. So it's actually nearly there. I could probably get away with just dropping my aperture a little bit. So if I just do another shot, and the reason I'm dropping my aperture is because I'm trying to get it back to where it was. And what we can see, if I swap this back over, can you see that now Hannah's a little bit too bright, but the backdrop's now perfect. So all I now need to know by looking at this image is our main light needs to go down by a fraction of a stop. So I'm just going to do, and I'm just going to take another photo as we are, and then I can have a look at that and go, right, that's about right now. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of photos, and then we're going to have a look at them and see how we're going to edit these straight away. So I'm quite happy with the position of everything. People do want to see where the optic snoot is. You can now see it on the back of Hannah here. So if I drop the camera on the floor, so you can see all the splotches here. So this is what's being illuminated. The other thing that I've managed to actually do is make sure that Hannah is not in this optic snoot way, because else what will happen is we'll get highlight spots down the left side of Hannah's shoulder, and we didn't really want them originally. I'm just going to do a couple of shots. I'm just going to shoot 3/4 length, just so then I can feel the whole optic snoot coming through. I'm just going to show you a few of these results. Anna's blinked in the last one, but we'll let her off for that. And now can you see we're just slightly getting it? Okay, so this is the benefit of shooting tethered. Is you can see the images immediately. So Hannah, can you come a little bit of a step forward? Yeah. And what we're going to do, we're going to move this further back as well. And we're going to do another shot now. Okay, and then we're going to see if we've got rid of it, which we do. So that's perfect now. So I'm going to do a couple of shots. I'm going to keep to 3/4 length, but I may get a half length. We'll get some with Hannah with the glasses off and then on, and then we can look at the tools Evoto has for editing this first image. So I'm going to keep it on tethered, just so then you can see the results coming in, and you can also see me in the top left-hand corner as well. Oh, that didn't fire. So if your camera doesn't ever fire, it's going to come out with a black image. So it's just showing that there is nothing there, it hasn't exposed correctly because the lights didn't go off. And those are coming out really nicely. They are a little bit too sharp. I just want to soften it up a little bit. I'll just do that again. I'm just gonna, perfect. Yeah, so really liking that actually now. Perfect. Right then, I'm going to do a whole shoot, and I'm going to talk a little bit more. So I'm just going to do some half-length shots now, and I'm going to always ask Hannah to keep staring towards, facing this light. This is going to be illuminating Hannah the most. I'm capturing some of that wicked. There we go. And I'm just going to shoot half-length. And what we're going to do, we're going to look at those now. So we're going to look at those now. Hannah, are you happy just having a little break? I'm going to answer any other questions you actually have, and we'll start editing these images. So now that we're actually hearing Hannah sneezing. Okay, right then. What I would do if I was looking at all these images. Actually, Hannah, do you want to take part? Do you want to have a look through? Do you want to be in it? No? Okay. So any I like. There's loads of different ways of categorizing these. So you can do it by color, by stars. You can go by which ones have been edited, which ones haven't been, which ones have been exported and which ones haven't. Format as well. So everything's always going to be raw here, but you can import JPEGs as well, or shooting in JPEG. Obviously we've been shooting in portrait, so it's going to come up with whatever orientation you've also shot. And so if you're looking for a specific photo, there's a number of different ways you can find it. But what I like doing is I like ranking photos, and I can just go through them. So we're not going to pick the ones that were blurry. And we're not going to pick those, but do you know what? Let's pick this first one, just because then it actually shows us building this up. But we are going to pick a few more. So that was it too bright, and that was it perfect, but with a little bit of that actually there. So we can easily go along picking these out. Ones that I start really liking. I don't mind if a little bit's there, but we just need to be careful if we do any more photos. So let's go with this one first. And can you see a little 5 appears down there? So now if I want to find any of the images I've 5'd, I just click 5 on the stars and they then all appear. And then if I want to go back, I just click off it and they can then be removed. I'm preferring that one quite a bit more, so I'm going to put that in as well. That was quite a fun one, but I chopped off the elbow, so I'm going to keep to those 3 just for a moment. And if you haven't got a keyboard to press 5, you can click 5 stars there. If you want to compare images as well before and after editing, you can. So I'm going to 5 all of these, and then just have these 5. So if there's one you don't like and you kind of oh god, I've just 5, if you click 0, you can then get rid of it, and then it'll just keep the ones that are left with the 5. So we've got some really nice portraits there. So a nice shot there, and we've also got the one we was looking at. So as always, when you start editing, you want to be treating these sliders like a checklist. So if the exposure's not correct, pop it up or down, and then if there's anything that doesn't need changing, don't actually change it. Think of it like building a chair in a carpenter's workshop. You may have all the tools, but it doesn't mean you need to use every single one of them. So I'd be going through this like a checklist and correcting it also. I'm going to put this at 5,000. I'm quite happy with the color so far straight out of camera, but did you see as I changed the white balance it went to custom? But you can manually change the white balance here if you do want to, or auto, or as shot, which is what I prefer to do. Now if I do get it wrong, I can easily change it here as seen, or you can do the white balance picker there. But I'm just going to lift the exposure a little bit. I just want to put the contrast up a tiny bit. Now there are a few deep shadows here, so I am going to lighten those just a little bit. but not too much. I still want to keep that summer vibe. And whites you can always pop up as well, but I just want to make sure that we don't blow it out on Hannah's shoulder. So I will just see what that actually does. Now, if you are new to Evoto, don't be frightened by all these sliders, all these different tools. Just grab every single slider and just give it a go. Okay, because that is the best thing you can actually do. If this is your first time using it, get an image and just see what each slider does to your image. And then the more you edit in Evoto, the better understanding you will then actually get. So we will lift the clarity a little bit. I don't know if it's worth doing haze or not, but I'm quite happy with that, and I have dropped it a little bit. Saturation I'm going to keep as it is. And if you're ever unsure, you can always go back and put it on 0. Now, if you are really unsure and you've made an absolute mess up of your edit, if you click here, you have got a history bar, and you can go back undoing all those changes or doing them, and you can find where your image has gone wrong. And as previously mentioned, if we click down here, we can look at the before and after to see if it's if we've improved it or not, and then continue on. So the benefit of Evoto is not just these basic tools. It's all about the AI editing tools, which is a lot of skin, retouching, hair, retouching, eyes, lips, you name it. They've got all sorts of different sizes, and Evoto are always adding to this. So what I would be doing a shoot is I normally have a preset ready for skin retouching. So if I did this in Photoshop, it'd take me a few hours. It doesn't matter how great someone's skin is, and Hannah's got amazing skin. And I'm saying that because you're right next to me. There's always blemishes and marks and things that need to be removed or reduced. So this program is brilliant. So freckles and acne, we're going to turn up. And Hannah's watching me, so I'm going to be careful what I actually say. Okay, but this happens to everybody. I always put facial moles on. You can see there was a blemish here that is now removed. Now Hannah doesn't have dark circles under her eyes, but I do. So if I do ever any self-portraits, I end up having to use this quite a lot. And can you see this skin shine? So we haven't mentioned this yet, but this studio is really hot today. We got fans on, but because we're having the hottest week in August and of the year, this studio gets very warm. So if anyone is sweating or got very oily skin, this is a really great tool to reduce that. Eye bags as well, it's just lifted a few there, but that's mostly Hannah's makeup is actually picked up. But if someone like me who does have bags under their eyes, they are worth using. Now, I'm just going to have a look at a question. As your studio settings are often the same, are your presets model specific? That's a really great question, because I do have some models who prefer a very polished look, and other models who prefer a more natural look. And yes, I do create presets for different models and different looks, which is why when you go into the preset bar here, there's loads of different ones. I've even named some after specific models. It's not offensive, it's just I know how they want those images to be looking, so I do create specific presets for them. But what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to create a general one for you. It's not too polished, but it's not too natural. It's a good middle ground to actually use, and we're going to use it for the rest of this shoot. So Hannah's not actually wearing glasses yet, but what will be really good is when Hannah's got the glasses on when we do the next photos, is see how well this slider works. So people in the comments, can you remind me to check this slider? Or someone in the studio, Chris or Lucy, can you please remind me? Now, this is the one that normally gets people quite offended, is wrinkles. So everyone's got them. and Hannah's given me a very sinister look there, but we're just going to pop these up a little bit. Now, what we want to be doing when we're editing these images, if we don't want to go too far that we're actually removing Hannah out of the photo, we want to keep Hannah looking natural in them. I think this is the best look for these photos, but again, if you do want a more heavier polished image, you can slide these further up. But out of all these sliders, it's these ones and the skin retouching ones that do the biggest difference for me, and it saves me hours. So even dodge and burn, we can apply, which just gives our skin a more finer texture. So that's always great to ash out. I always keep it around 50%. You can adjust these further skin softening, so you can apply this, but try not to do it too much, or else you end up a bit like a porcelain doll. And I know some people like it, but for me personally, I don't. And if you're not always shooting models, you're shooting like a family, they may not want that polished look, so just always be a little bit careful with it. But what is really handy is the skin texture. So if you do want someone with a more shiny skin, you can use dewy. If you want someone a bit more between glossy and matte, you can go for a satin look, or you just want to give a matte look, or which is a matte look, so a softer look. You can apply these. I normally go for satin because it gives a really good medium. And if you do sometimes need to, especially with the white balance, or if you are shooting in different environments, you may need to lift someone's skin tone up. As we're in the studio, we don't need to, but if I was doing a location shoot, sometimes I have had to do this, and you can do further adjustments from there. Anything else we might need to do? Don't know. We're going to go down to hair, because I use that one quite often, and they just got a few new tools out. So you can smooth hair, so it just gets rid of any frayed ends. Straight hair removal is also a good one. But if you are going for a wavy look, you don't need to use this too much. But if you are going for a more beauty look and the hair is slicked back, you may get the odd hair showing, and you can easily remove it using the sliders. And you also got a white hair blackening, which for me that is perfect, but for Hannah we don't actually need it. But if you did have any graded hairs, you can apply it, and you do get some presets as well. But as Hannah's got great hair there, we're going to keep that as it is. So I'm really pleased with this first edit. If I wanted to, I do want to keep the pattern in, so I may just crop in a little bit there. And call that the finished image. But what we want to be showing you is the workflow. So that's one edit, and I've done this quite slowly because I've been explaining it to you. But normally I can do that very quickly, or I've already got a preset applied. So that's what we can do now. But if I just applied our skin retouching preset, in the corner you will see all those adjustments applying. If you want to save this as a preset, we can go back here, save preset, and let's call this YouTube Live and the date. Actually no, sorry, I need to remove the preset we already applied, so bear with me a second. So we just go into history. Yeah, so we want to go back to the crop. Okay, and now we are going to do that. I just need to put my phone on charge as well, because it just come up with low battery. Just need to keep that charged up for tonight. So if you ever do a stream, make sure all your cameras are charged up. But if we just go back to female hair whitening there, or the crop, that's enough, and we can save that as a preset. So we are going to save that as YouTube Live 13th of July. If anyone's got any questions, please ask away. I'm going to put that in the skin retouching one, so now we can see it here. And it's got a combination, because what the combination is all these basic settings, so exposure, contrast, everything else, plus all the AI editing ones as well. So when we do our next photo of Hannah, if we scroll down and we go to sync with previous, all this will be applied to the next image. But as we saved it as a preset, we can select preset, and we can go on to R1. So R1's in skin retouching, and apply that there. So whatever image we now do next, it's going to now be applied to these images. So shall we do some with the glasses down now?
Yep.
And then yeah, we'll do some off, and then everyone can then see how this works. If you do any more images, make sure you haven't got the ratings on, or else when you take the picture, it's not instantly going to say 5. So what will happen is it will look like it hasn't appeared. So I'm going to switch back to the other camera, and we're going to do some more photos for you. Hannah's got the glasses on, looking rather summery and cool now. Okay, and I'm just going to check the optics are still in the right place. Yep, that's all fine. I'm just going to do a couple of shots as we are. I'm just going to shoot half length. And what I would normally do if I did have modelling bulbs on, I wouldn't have this video light on, because I want to be seeing the projection. What's also great having the modelling bulbs on is I can use it to focus the camera as well. So that looks great. So what we're probably going to find now that Hannah's turned towards this light, is we're just going to have a look and see if we get any glare from that light. So we just, yes, right then. We can now see it appearing here. Oh, right, that's a bit of a lag on the screen there. So we need to go back into the glasses glare and see how well that tool is going to work. So here we go. So this is a new tool on. Okay, so it's only done a little bit there. Let's put it on full whack. Okay, so let's do some more where it's only just hitting them, because I think there is too much white there. But if we just go back through a few others, there is a lag on this. I am trying to zoom out. That looks really, really cool image. Now it's just gonna right. When you're doing a live stream, it can lag a little bit there. As Hannah's looking downwards, that's why we're not getting the glare, but we've got a little bit there. So this might give us a better example. So let's, yeah. So the reason it didn't do this one is because there's so much of it in glare. It actually thinks it's not glasses. But the second we now do it here and we do it on a few others, it can now remove it in a second perfectly there. So that looks really, really good. So what we've got to be making sure is when we take these images, or I've got to move the light to get less reflection in, we can now get rid of that. I quite like the cheeky ones like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and can you also see Hannah's hair, skin, everything looks immaculate, because as we're taking every image, it's applying all those sliders we actually apply. So it's doing most of the editing for us, if not all of it, on every single shot that we actually take. And normally you'd be having the raw file, editing it in Lightroom, and then Photoshop to do dodge and burn, frequency separation to fix hair, cloning, everything else, and it's done it immediately for you. So you've saved hours, and you can easily show your client the finished images near enough immediately. So we're going to grab a couple more shots, and we're going to see what else we can come up with. We will do that. Okay. Yeah, really, really great. Now, when I shoot models, the reason I'm a little bit quiet is because I like models to do their own poses. They know their bodies better than anyone. They know the shapes they can do better than anyone. So when I book a model, I book models that I know can pose. And the only reason I'd ever communicate to Hannah about any posing is if it doesn't look right whatsoever, I won't be trying to recreate the pose. I'd rather say, can you move your hand up or down, or could you turn this way? Because when you are working with professionals, let them do their job, and then just direct if if needed. So we're getting some great images there. Yeah, really liking those. Don't know what let's what ones yet. Quite good. Okay. We're taking quite a few photos there, but let's see. Oh, that was blank. So as I'm shooting, Evoto will be applying all those settings onto every single photo, so I can concentrate on the bit I really enjoy, which is taking photos, and the editing is being done behind the scenes as I am tethered and I'm shooting now. Am I a little bit zoomed in? Okay, that's all right. All right, we'll just do a couple more there. We're going to have a look at those and then see which ones we like. Perfect. Okay. And there we go. Right, so let's have a look at a few of those. We're a little bit zoomed in here. Yes, we were a little bit zoomed in. So let's just swap the camera around. There we go. Okay, so can you see that all these images are coming through and they're just getting all those settings applied? Now it may take the odd minute or two based on your computer's like power upgrades and everything like that, but this is coming through really quickly. And we can have a look, and you can see it's applied every single setting in. So what's amazing is I'm shooting, and in the background, Evoto are doing all those edits that I've asked it to actually do. So once I've got these presets made, which I would highly recommend doing when you do start using Evoto, is you can apply those to every single shoot. Now you can make specific ones for specific styles of shoots, which you may have seen us doing in the past, but if we were doing a general summer photo shoot like this, I would apply a general edit preset I'd have made, which fixes hair, fixes skin, fixes whatever the common editing things that I need to be doing, and then I can easily show Hannah these images, and we can pick out the ones we actually like. And when I am editing, the most tool I want to be using is actually the crop tool. Once it's applied all the skin retouching hair tools, I want to be just getting the for framing right. Because if I've got it wrong in camera or I need to actually tweak it, I'd rather spend 5 seconds on like each photo doing minor tweaks like that than going into other programs such as Photoshop and spending 3 hours trying to get the same results. Now, if anyone's got any questions, please ask away, and I'm going to answer them now. So Laura's asked, I can't remember if I've seen you do this, but can you put gels in front of the gobo? Yes, you can put gels in front of the gobo, but I melted them once. But what we can do is we can apply a gel to this lighting setup and see what actually happens. So what if I put a setting sun in front of it and see what appears there? Or we can do a slightly different look using gels. But if I was looking at these images, I can just literally go. It's going to move it up a little bit there. The one thing I do always forget is clicking OK. But if you are going to be doing photos, keep to a fixed ratio unless your client specifically says I want it square for Instagram, or you need it square for Instagram. I always go as shot, and then if you do need to do any rotating, you easily can. But I don't really want that being rotated like that, so I'm just going to go into history and undo. There we go. I'm just going to apply that preset. Yeah, so you can apply a preset. You just go over and it'll apply it all there for you, and it's created a really nice polished image. Go back there, click OK, and now that can be a finished image. Are you happy with that shot? Is there any other you'd like to have? I quite like this one. So I can five these, and I can just go through picking out which ones I like. As I am tethered, which is why I've just clicked library. It doesn't like you going out of it. So if you do want to change libraries, you may have to retether back into the next library /project. Okay. But this one I really like. I know I've cropped the arms off a little bit, but I kind of think that might add to it there. And we can just go with that and get some nice shots there. We'll just get rid of that glare. So it's nearly got rid of it. There we go. So there's a little bit left. I don't like how it's done that bit there. But as this is a new feature, it will get improved. But there are so what I may have to do is use other tools to actually fix that if this is going to be a final image, like so. But here, absolutely fine. Just got that little bit on the bottom there. There we go, perfect. Let's have a look. Happy with those? Let's have a look. Any more? Yeah, that one's good. Right. So what I will do is I'm not going to edit all of these photos tonight because we've got some other lighting setups to be showing you, but what we will actually do is in the post section of YouTube I'll post some of the final results for you, and go there. Do you want to do a little step back and we'll try and get those shapes on you as well? Okay. Yeah, and then after that we'll do an outfit change. Okay, so and what a great thing to also do is when a model gets changed is start going through these images and picking out the ones you will also like or they will also like, just so then you're keeping busy, you're keeping active. But we're going to do a couple more, but I want to get those projections now but on to Hannah as if the tree is a lot closer to her, or she is in line with it. So I'm going to swap screens again and move Hannah a little bit further back. So if I turn this video light off, do you want to go a little bit more further back? Okay, can you now see that projection? So if I just wobble it a little bit, you see that projection's now appearing. Oh, I'm blocking the camera off. Can you now see that projection's now appearing on to Hannah? So we're going to do a test shot before changing anything else. Alright, and I'm just going to look at the result quickly. Okay, so as Hannah is now much further away, I'm just going to bring this back onto the other screen so you can see. Can you see she's now a lot darker? That is because our main light here is much further away, so we need to bring this further forward. Okay, to try and get the same lighter effect. And I'm just going to do another test shot as we are there. We can go and just check this again. Okay, so that's getting good, but can you see we're getting a shadow of Hannah down this side, which I really don't actually want. I want to see the whole of this pattern. So we've got to move the optic snoot now. So this optic snoot is at a 45-degree angle, and we're going to now move it to 90. So then it's now in front of Hannah. We can get that whole projection around. And as I've moved it, I may just have to refocus these as well. I want to keep it a soft look. And as it's now going to be in my way, I'm going to have to shoot next to it or slightly in front of it here, and just make sure that my arm doesn't get in it as well. And I'm just going to show you some of the results there very quickly. That's much better. Really liking that. Sorry, that was because I've got the touch screen on, but that was really looking good there. Okay, so can you see now that this shadow is now behind Hannah? There's a little bit there, so it's just slightly off center. It's a little bit bright now, but what we can, as we brighten up the exposure by half a stop, we can just drop it and we can just lower it there. Perfect. I'm really liking that. So if I was to crop that, I always like cropping above the knee there. Getting some really great shots there. And again, that's just taken me just a couple of seconds to now edit. I'm going to keep this video light on now because I know where the optic snoot's going to be. And we will grab some more shots. And I'm going to keep it as the preset, but we just need to actually know where we're not. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back onto tether, sync with previous. So I'm just going to do another shot very quickly, and I'm just going to lower that exposure by half a stop. So then when we do the next one, it will then be the same on the next. So there we go. Perfect. Right, so now we can do some more shots. And as we're in holiday vibe, I asked Hannah for this whole shoot to do some fun, energetic poses with this look. We can just grab a couple of images, then you should see them all now appearing, coming through, as you can see. So what I would honestly recommend, especially, is making sure that you've got a fast tethering lead. So is it a 3-point USB? I think it is, but a nice fast one. So I just had another comment. This is truly amazing. Thank you for sharing your process. Thank you so much for actually joining us. This is Evoto sponsoring this. They've been amazing sponsors of this channel and our career. So it's really a thank you to them for letting us do this. And I honestly use this software constantly. If you go in the description of this, you can download it. It's all free. You can get a number of free credits as well. You also don't pay for the editing. You only pay for the export, which I'm going to show you shortly as well. I've been using them since last April. It truly feels different than recording a normal video. Yes. Hannah, how do you feel about the lives compared to when we make other videos? Because I prefer this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When we do live videos, it's basically you're seeing the mistakes. You're seeing everything that goes right and wrong with a shoot. You would have watched other lives where we've forgotten to turn mics on, lighting's not worked out. We haven't got lights pointing the right way, such as this. And yeah, you actually really see what a photo shoot is actually like, because when you do a static YouTube video, it's cut, chopped, and everything else. And when I mess it up, which is quite often, yeah, you only see the best bits, and in this one you're now seeing it as it is. So I'm really glad you are enjoying it, because that's what we want this channel to be. Yeah, and it is more natural, and also it's more fun. Like when we do static videos, I've already premeditated everything that is going to actually happen. I didn't know what poses Hannah was going to do tonight. I even said in the brief of this project, just bring some outfits for this shoot, and you literally just turn on, right, we're shooting this and this. I've got some other lighting setups ready, and then yeah, you're actually seeing all the mistakes, all the successes with this. Live shows the reality of everything. Yes, it certainly does, apart from I can't swear as much when things go wrong. Yeah, so yeah, live shoots are always something I want to do more of, because then you can see the mistakes I make, which you learn off, and then you also see the final results, and you see how they work. Because when you do a photo shoot, you don't always master it straight away. You don't always get it right like that. Now, there are some ways with using a light meter where you can get the lights at the perfect settings for your camera exposure, for your camera setting, sorry. But normally it is trial and error. Doing outdoor shoots the exact same. You would have seen a few other videos doing that as well. But looking through it, I'm loving that. Yeah. Looking through these, we can just pick out the images immediately, look at what we are liking, and that's the thing is, like, if something works, like I could say to Hannah, those looks and poses are brilliant, can we do more of that? And
I think particularly if you've any model, to be fair, but if you've got a more nervous model as well, being able to see what it's going to end up like, is, you go, okay, yeah, this is working, and then you're more confident to do the next step.
I don't know about you, but I really hate doing photo shoots where if I wasn't tethering using Evoto, I've got to show a model on the back of the camera screen, and it's kind of like if you've got a nervous model like I said, you may not want a photographer right up close to you or handing you the camera because it's valuable equipment. You to be frightened you're going to drop it.
You
and
just
things.
can see it much better.
And would you rather see a little screen like that, or would you rather see a whole screen like you are seeing below? Because as well as tethering, Hannah is now seeing her poses, her looks, how the images are coming out. She is seeing them edited too, because we've already put those settings in, and I can communicate better with Hannah going, I like that, don't like that, that's right, but we need to improve that. And it's not all the right or wrong poses. Sometimes I may look and go, oh, that lighting's off, and then I can quickly move the light, take another shot, and see the instant reaction to it. So shall we do a few more? But I'm really loving, I'm loving the wacky ones like that, sort of tongue out summer vibes. The only thing I'm going to change, I'm going to put that optics in a bit more round so that we get less of this. So this is things that tethering you may not have spotted when you are looking at the back of the screen, which is why Evoto is so great doing this, because I can see it immediately. So yeah, should we pop that back in place? Right. Got to switch to transition. So here we go. Right, so we're just going to do a couple more. So if you can see me, I'm a little bit swathed in over here now, because I really want to make sure that I'm getting the line right, and I just want less of that shadow, so I'm just sitting right next to this optic snoop, getting this effect. And as this is on full whack, I can even smell it as well. So it's going to come around, going to shoot slightly behind it, which I don't know if you can see me in the camera, but I am still here. Perfect. 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 Loving that. Loving that. Right. Okay. And I'm just going to do a final one. Actually, could we do some just headshot ones, actually? So, but we'll do. Do you want to put the glasses back on top of the hair? Yeah, and kind of get cheeky expressions as we were. So as I'm just slightly in front of this now, I need to make sure I don't do that, or else my elbow is going to be. Do you know if I do one with my elbow in it? Okay, and I'm going to show you what will happen. Can you see the projections now being lost because my arm has gone right in front of it, and then when we go back, we're getting a lovely look there. I'm really liking that. Hannah, that's a great cheeky expression. Can you see it from back there? Yeah. So Hannah is literally, if I stand here, it's at the back of the studio, and she can still see everything here on screen. So she can see her poses, see what she likes, see what she doesn't, and go on and then improve those poses or change the looks depending on what we're needing. And I just realised I was looking down at the other monitor, but yeah, that's coming out well. I'm just going to shoot slightly in front. Just want to get rid of that shadow as best I can. That's perfect. So you know what? It's kind of getting a little bit pin-uppy, isn't it? Kind of like that cheeky smile look. Yeah, perfect. Right, okay, should we have a look at a few of these and then see which ones are going to come out right? So yeah, right, so we're just going to let Evoto just do a quick few little edits there. Have we got any questions? Laura, the idea that it can be edited as you are shooting is fantastic. Like you to say the client can, yeah. And what's also great is editing can be a little bit your own personal preference. So when I got a client here and I'm doing a fashion brand shoot, which if you want me to do a fashion brand shoot with an actual brand from a local company, let me know, because I'll do one, and that could be the next live. If there's something they don't like, they can easily tell me, right, the skin retouching's too much, or we want messier the hair, or anything like that. I can do the adjustments.
There's no back and forth in an email.
Right here, yeah. And yeah, you just nailed it. Yeah, there is no back and forth in the emails. You don't want to be editing images going Hannah Lou final image, Hannah Lou final image Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5. I can just easily do it with them here. They can see the effects immediately. I've slightly got that out of focus there. There we go. That's a better one. This one out as well. That. Okay, the last two were out of focus. That's a little bit embarrassing, but we have a cheeky little winky one there. Oh my god, these. There we go. Right, ignore the out of focus ones. Yeah, Laura. And anyone else watching, if you want me to do a brand fashion shoot with Hannah, we will do it. All right, I got brands that will let us do it, and then you can see a proper commercial shoot. I'll get them to write me a brief. I'll get them to write me specifications, and we will use Evoto and meet those specifications. Okay, and then you're going to see more of how Evoto is even used now. So I'm really pleased with that. You can see the effect immediately. Again, I always crop above the knee. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I can go through the entire lot 5. The rest of my life, I like that one. That one's great as well. And then we can easily now show our client, our model, whoever, these images. Now, before we do the next set, I'm going to show you why Evoto is different to every other program. Is you can edit as many images as you like, import as many images as you like. It's all about how you export them, and that's the only bit you pay for. Okay, so what I would be doing if I had the client here, I'd be getting them to 5 the ones that they like. I'd be getting my clients sat where me and Hannah are now, watching as the images come through and seeing those edited images. I may give our model a break like I am now, and they can go through the images and pick out the ones they'd like, and once Evoto's done all those tweaks and edits we have been applying, whether it's a preset or what we have set as the first image and then carried on, and then they can five them, highlight them, and the only thing you pay for is what you export. So what that means is these 129 images I have taken have not cost me a penny to see them edited. Okay, now what you will find is Evoto will put its watermark over, and that's pretty normal, but when you look from a distance you barely even notice it, so you can't even notice it really there. And what you can do, you can export them. So this is how I export my images. So once I am happy with an edit, I always pick JPEG full size, current settings applied. I will apply it to the folder where it comes from, a folder of original photo, and I'll put a subfolder called Evoto, so I know that's where it's been exported for. I will call this Hannah Lou summer photo shoot. And you will be limited with the titles you can use here. So you can call it more, you can call it less. And then I always go by 100%. The reason being is if you've cropped it, it'll be 100% of that crop. You can do it the other way, which is if it's for Facebook, you can do 2,000 pixels on the longest edge, or you can do it by dimensions, type in what you actually want. But if I'm giving this to a client 100%, then you're getting the max out of it. When you go down to file settings, you can have the file size limited. So if they say it's going to be no bigger than 10 meg or 2 meg, because if it's 2 meg, it might be used for social media, it might be used for a website. It may need to be 10 meg if it's going into a catalog or something like that. Or if you want to use a percentage, you can, and there's different ones you can use, but I always go best, because if I was giving this to a client, that's how I want it. You can add additional sharpening. As I know this is going to be used for a screen, I'll keep it. If I want my watermark on, I can apply it. Now how you apply it is you can type it in, but if you've got your own one, if I type in watermark, yeah, allow. I can find my watermarks here and then add them. So if you've got unique branding or anything like that, you can apply these to your images. But as it's already there, I'm going to say no, and then you can pick where you want it to go. So if you do want to give files with a watermark for whatever reason, you can change the size of it. You can change the opacity, so how visible do you want to be, and then move it up and down, left and right. And once you are happy, but I'm going to turn my watermark off, you can export. Now then, in terms of credits and things like that, you start streaming. Jesus.
You won't have lost it, will it?
Yeah, OBS up first.
Sorry?
Get OBS up first.
Let's get Evoto back up. Sorry guys, I don't know what absolutely happened there. It just cut out there randomly. Can you let me know if you can hear me? I'm just going to reopen everything and then we're going to carry on with this stream. Is it still on? Okay. Hi guys, I don't know what happened there. I'm really sorry about that. We're just going to fix the problem as it is. So it should be now showing Evoto in just a second. Is it switching over? Sorry, we're just going to fix out this little technical issue. Right, okay, right, we're back now. Guys, I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what actually happened. OBS just literally just kicked us out. So what I will do, I'm going to show you the export again. That has never happened before, but that seems to be a first. And that was OBS doing that. And once you have exported it, it costs like 10p. And yeah, all that time saved for 10p, hours. And
time is money.
Yeah, and when you do the amount of photo shoots that me, Hannah, and other photographers and models do, our workflow is now so much quicker because we can turn around the images so much quicker. And what I can do now is I'm going to find that image later and I'm going to pop it up on our YouTube channel for us. Now then, has anyone got any questions whatsoever about Evoto or the editing or the work process as we go along? Has anyone got any questions whatsoever? Please ask away. This is the whole reason we are doing the live tonight, is for this. And what is amazing, if something like that does happen where everything does disconnect, Evoto does keep all your files linked. And as long as the hard drive is connected with the raw files, or wherever the raw files are actually kept, it will link them back whenever you open this. So if I want to go into another past project, like we did a test one earlier, we can easily find it and it's linking there. So these were the test shots that we did before we went live, just to check we had everything correct. What? Are presets applied? What? Cumulatively. Oh, so if so just ask a very, very interesting question. So if I go and apply a preset to one of these, okay, here we go. Okay, and then we go into edit and presets, and then I go into one that I've got designed for another specific model, and we then apply it. Yes, it will change all those settings. Yeah, so if you do apply different presets, they will overlap. Okay, and then if you do want to keep any others, you will have to go back in and adjust them. So so this was for a specific model. Can you see how much heavier the edit is on Hannah on this image, which I don't think really works, so I'm going to keep it to the preset we actually made. And you can see in the corner you can see all those adjustments happening. So what we will do is we're going to go into shoot number 2. So if you want to grab a coffee, I'm going to be changing the lighting, changing the backdrop, and I'm going to go a little bit about my workflow with the studio too whilst we're also doing that. Hannah's got another outfit ready. I think it was a yellow dress, wasn't it? Yep. We're going to roll down our yellow backdrop. We're going to have a little bit of a discussion with the yellow backdrop, see if it's yellow or orange, okay, because there's a lot of debate about this. But I hope you have enjoyed that first set, and we're going to do the second one for you now. Okay guys, so my studio I've had for about 8 years, and it's been a lot of trial and error. And the main feature for making my workflow even quicker is when I pre-planned a shoot, I have all my backdrops ready. So I've actually got a 2 to 3 roll system on my backdrop. So whenever I need a certain kind of backdrop and I've planned this shoot, I can quickly roll it down, roll up another one, and then I can adjust from there. And this is something that I can do whilst our models getting changed. So if you are looking to improve the workflow of your photo shoots, maybe have some lighting setups planned, maybe have a mood board of images you would like to actually capture, and then once your model is getting changed, which Hannah currently is now, I can do those sort of changes really quickly, because if you're paying a client to be here and a model to be here, you don't want to be spending too long changing your sets around, because if like a model you're paid by the hour, that can quickly add up. Okay, so we were going to have the blue, and we are going to use different lights. So if you've never seen this studio before, I've got multiple different lights you can see around us. I've got multiple different colour backdrops, and you will see stories and other videos with different colours being used. And what's going to happen is I'm going to swap it all around. Evoto has done all of the editing for me. All I've got to do tomorrow or tonight is go through those images, okay, and just pick out the best ones, do any minor tweaks, and then I can give them to my client straight away. So already that saved me a whole day editing. It's already done most of the hard work for me. So I'm just going to roll up this white. And if anyone's got any questions, I'm going to get Lucy or Chris to shout them out to me. You alright? Actually, it's actually quite interesting. I don't know if anyone's ever thought about this. A lot of photographers all work on their own. There's never normally a lighting assistant. So a lot of this you have to do on your own, which is why now that Evoto's done all that editing, I can quickly change this backdrop over. It's doing the hard work for me, and the model's getting changed. And I've designed this studio enough that I can do everything on my own. But if you do have a lighting assistant or someone who can help you on a photo, it will speed up time. But we can easily just change these backdrops over, change the lighting really quickly, and then carry on with our next shoot. So. I'm actually alright for tape. So, and then we're just going to change the lighting around, and then move everything to the side. So, what I would normally do is I would discuss the idea. So we've got a yellow dress coming. It's going to be a massive contrast against the blue. We are going to go for a bit of a beauty look with this one. So we are going to change all of the lights over. So I'm going to swap this out. I might just pop the other video light on quickly. Just think you can see a bit. There we go. And we're going to start adjusting this. So all those images that we just made were all taken during this 90cm Octobox and this optic snoop here with this gobo. So that was just a 2-light setup, nice and easy to actually do. But we're going to do a different lighting setup now. I think we should go for a beauty dish now. I'm just going to pop this in the corner there. So I'm going to use this beauty dish in the corner. Hopefully that will stay there. Yeah, it will now. I'm going to bring in this beauty dish. If you do work in a really small space, try and pack up as you go along, because else you'll end up tripping over wires and things like that. But if there's any questions, let's have a look at them. Just mind having a look for me. Any questions?
Not questions, no, but someone who I think.
Oh, I haven't plugged it in. Oh my god, I'm so glad you were stood in front of that camera then and didn't seem I hadn't plugged it in.
Aren't you Cosmic Strings, Chris?
Okay, right. What questions have we got?
No questions, just a comment from someone in the studio saying it's orange.
It's orange. Okay. Actually, sorry. Yellow was meant to be the third look. So,
yeah, you did say you were going to use the yellow.
Yeah, we're going to use the blue first with the yellow dress, and then we've got another outfit against the yellow. Sorry, I got confused. I haven't got my notes to hand. So we're going to do a bit of a beauty look with this yellow dress. So I'm just going to do a really simple clam lighting setup here. So we've got a 70cm molar beauty dish, and we're going to be using our large reflector here bounce the light back. Now, if you've watched my lives before, you know I absolutely love clamshell lighting. In terms of workflow, if you've got a model coming in for the first time, or you're doing a beauty lighting setup, this is the best one you can start with. You can always get a great shot with it. Okay, it's flawless. You cannot fail to get a great shot. And now that may sound a bit daunting saying that, but it's so true. So what we are going to be doing, I'm just going to raise this up a little bit more. I need my other trigger, the smaller one, sorry. Please. Got it. Wicked. Okay. So another thing as well is you may have lights at different brands. We do have another trigger, a Godox trigger for this Bowens light as well. So what I'd also do, if you are doing a tethered shoot and you've got a bit of an older camera, some of the batteries may start running low. So I'm just going to go back to Evoto. I'm just going to show you what I mean by this. Okay. So if we go into camera here, okay, it's actually this connected because we didn't charge it back up, but my battery's got really low now. Some tethering cables and cameras will charge up as they go, but this Z6 doesn't. So what you may end up doing is having to change the battery halfway through a shoot, and I'd recommend doing this whilst your model's getting changed to save time as well. And once you've got a new battery in, it's going to reconnect immediately, and then you can carry on with your shoot. Now I am going to change my camera settings a little bit. I'm going to go back to 200-second f8 at 100 ISO. I didn't really go through lenses earlier, so I got 24 to 200 f4 to 6.3 lens. This is a lens I'm borrowing because I wanted to see how it would do. Normally when I do other shoots, I've got a 70 to 200 2.8 or 24 to 70 2.8. But I just wanted to give this lens a go because it can do the entire range for me for doing portraits. And I shoot at f8. It doesn't matter whether I zoom in or out, my aperture is going to stay at f8. So as always, we're going to do a bit of a test shot. So should we get you back in position, and then we can see this look. Okay, so what I would normally do, even though I've cheated, I wouldn't put this reflector in straight away, so now I'm going to take it out. And I'm just going to do a shot of Hannah as she is. Can you see any of this inside dome? No, perfect. It's in the right place. This is a little bit tangled. Someone might straightening it out for me. See, this is where assistants come in really well now. Oh, thank you so much, Lucy. No, I don't either, but this is something to actually bear in mind. I may unplug it in a second and then reconnect it. Where's my point on there? Here's what we're going to do. Oh, I need the other trigger. That was why that came out black. It's not wanting to fire this light for some reason. That's always handy starting a new set. No, there it is now. Okay, and then we're just going to have a quick little look as that comes through. Okay, so it's slightly underexposed there. And something else to bear in mind is, as I've got an older light, my maximum sync speed has now changed. So can you see the slight black line appearing here? Okay, we need to be fixing that, but I'm really pleased. We've got a lovely catch light there. The yellow dress is really lifting off the blue there, but I am going to drop my camera setting to 125. It shouldn't make too much difference to the exposure, but we will do another shot now for you.
Laura's got a question.
Yep.
Is it a Z mount lens?
Yes. Yeah, so the lens I'm using is a Z mount, and as you can see, that black stripe has now been removed. Now we are getting a lot of shadows underneath, which is where this reflector is going to be coming in. Now the difference between a softbox and a beauty dish is we're going to get a lot more contrast in the skin, but as we've applied that preset from the previous look, I haven't had to make any other changes there. It is very, very warm in here, which is why our skin retouching tools have come in really handy, because it's boiling in here. But the other thing I'm just going to be looking at is, if Anna's looking at me, we just want to soften that shadow underneath there and here. I'm only going to be shooting the top half of the dress. I may ask Hannah just to give her hair just a quick comb on this side of you, if that's okay. There's just a bit hanging out there, and I'm just going to pop that reflector in.
Sorted.
Yeah, perfect. And what we're going to do some more shots now. Got that reflector in place. Okay, I'm just going to do a really simple. Well, it's actually a one light setup now. That fire. My light's being a little bit fuzzy at the moment. There we go. So this is an old light which you may have seen on one of our home studio videos when I was trying to build a home studio with the least amount of budget I could find. I'm just going to have a quick little check of that. A couple of them have come out black there. We're just going to wait a second. Yeah, perfect. Right, now can you see, now that reflector's in, sorry, can you now see that reflector's really lifted up the light here? So what we need to be doing is turning down that beauty dish, or what I can do is just increase my aperture, but I don't want to, if there was any wrinkles in this backdrop, I really don't want them showing. But there is a tool in Evoto which is amazing for also fixing this problem. There is a bit of a dark shadow, so what I may do is move Hannah off and move the lights back as well. But what I'm worried about mostly is this has gone very bright now. So I'm going to move you slightly off the backdrop first of all, just to get that shadow a bit further away, and pop this in place. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this light down by half a stop first. For some reason at the moment it keeps showing the power upside down. Okay, and we're just going to have another check of that image. It's just coming through. That's much better. Really pleased with that. So can you see that Hannah's shadow is now falling off more now? We just pop it back. So a really great tool we also like to use is if we go into backdrops, there's a new set of tools Distraction removal is brilliant. Clean up backdrops and unify lighting. Can you see how much it's just fixed that backdrop there? And again, now I take my next images, that will also be applied to every single image. I picked blue and yellow because they are contrast colors. We kept these sunglasses there just to add a summer feel. So blue skies and sunny smiles. Go ahead, and we can add that in. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. These are okay. So can you see now? Evoto's doing even more work. It's even fixing other studio problems we actually have. So it's removing all this shadow area. It's just coming through now. You can see it doing all the different changes in the left hand corner, and look, it's just done it all for us. Like, I could give that to a client straight away. I could show. Hannah, do you want to have a quick look?
Yeah.
Okay, we can have a quick look now, and we just got some great images immediately that we can use on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Are you pleased with them?
Yeah, I like it.
You don't say just for you're
No,
all right with them, yeah.
Yeah, no, I like it, yeah.
Yeah, and it's all these background tools have just fixed that problem we actually have. So if we bring them both up, you can see all that shadow underneath for here, and this is the full light from the beauty dish. It's all just appearing removed, and it's taken the tones of the blue and then applied it everywhere. And that would take me time in Dogs and Burn to actually fix, and it's just done it like that. So this is what already saved me hours. Now, if I think this is a little bit bright, I can still adjust it further. And you're going to see this getting slightly darker now, and you can compare before and after. And we've got a beautiful catch light as well. Do you know what? You've got the perfect teeth, so we don't need to do any teeth adjustment. But one thing you may notice, because we're in a really hot studio, veins will start to pop up. But this can happen generally. So somewhere down here, there's hand veins. Can you see it removed it there? And you can start actually removing things like that as well. We've got a few blemishes there, so if we just go into body blemishes, there you go, removed. Seconds. It could have been clone and healing there, and we just done it with a simple slider, and we got a perfect image there. If you do want to remove any arm wrinkles, where's the armpit one? I only saw this the other day, so let me just find that a second.
So you've done it. It's gone.
I've already done it. Oh, I've already done it. Oh, armpit tucked up. Yep, there we go. And this was a new tool as well, but I'm really pleased with that. But I think we need a more vibrant blue for this. So what we don't want to do, which is a common mistake, is people will then start trying to make the white balance blue. And what will happen is you're going to make Hannah also look blue. So if we just undo that a second, what we can do, because you can do color grading and color correction here. If we go into hue, is that the right one? We'll just check that that is the right one. We want a more vibrant blue yet, so we want to go the opposite way. Let's have a look. There we go. Right then, if we want that more vibrant, luminance. So we're going to go into luminance just to lighten it up. There we go. Let's just try a little bit more. Don't ever be afraid just to play with these sliders. Let's put the aqua up, just see if that does any effect. Yeah, perfect. I'm really happy with that blue. It fits with the pastel yellow too. Lifts off your hair greatly. Should we try a few more?
Yeah.
Shall I do some more closer up beauty ones? So we'll just get shoulders upwards.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So right, we're going to grab a few more. I'm going to swap over cameras again. Can you let me know in the comments if you also prefer the way we've also done tonight? Because Chris, bless him, has done so much hard work behind the scenes to try and get these lives better, and he's brought another camera so that you can see the whole studio instead of in a little corner like how you're seeing me now. And I think it's worked great. It'd be amazing to also hear your feedback on it. And don't get your camera strap caught on a hook. Okay, right then. So, okay, again, some great ones there. So I'm just shooting quarter length. As I've got this 24 to 200mm lens, it means I don't need to be right in the model's face with this to get a close-up portrait. But I do try and keep around 70 to 105mm if I am doing close-up portraits, just to avoid any distortion. Oh, could I get that wink again back? There we go, perfect. And again, Evoto will be doing all those adjustments for us right now whilst we are taking pictures. So again, we're going to have a look at them in just I just want to go a few more close-ups. Oh yeah, perfect. Loving these. There we go. I just want to grab. Do you know what? Can I get a landscape one as well? There we go, perfect. Right, let's have a look at those. But I'm really pleased with those as they are. Here we go. Right, so we go out of this to single. Okay. So all those settings, which have been quite a lot of settings, are now being applied to those images. And if we've got any other questions at all, it's been great, almost as good as being in the studio with it. Yeah, that's what we all want these lives to be, is you may be at home, but we want you to feel like you're part of this studio, part of this community, part of this. And the more you guys are subbing, subscribing, watching, the more we can do for you. And Hannah's also been the main model in the videos too. It's nearly become the Ali and Hannah show, but that's because we've got an amazing team here to actually do this. And Laura, you saying that comment is amazing, because that's exactly what we want it to be, is you guys feel like you're in the studio with us. Live demo is great. Can you explain the export credits again, as I missed that when the screen froze? Yeah, Mark, I'm going to go through that in just a literal second. But yeah, but all those edits are coming through. It's been a little bit slower now. I don't know if that's because of the live stream, but
you've added more as well.
I've added way more images to this too. The other thing to bear in mind is, depending on your computer's firepower, basically on the RAM, graphics card, everything like that, memory, it will go faster. So I have custom spec this Mac out. It's got like 72 gigabytes of RAM. It's also got rendering enhancements too. So you may find this may take a minute or two, but yeah, this is already saving you hours, and you're picking out images that I really like. And again, I can show Hannah. Do you know what? You look really small. Just like I'm just seeing like just literally you here. So Hannah is way taller. Just I'm on a higher stall, and you're just seeing these images come through like that. It's great. Like we could put that on the website immediately. Also, can you let me know in this live or in a comment if you'd like me to do building a photography website video of how to get started doing it, how to get the images to the right proportions for it, and a little bit about building a website for photographers, because that'd be amazing to actually hear. Yeah, these are I think it's also because we're streaming. This is it's a little bit slower, but yeah, we've got some really fun ones. So some of them come out a little bit out of focus.
Yeah.
So on my Z6 hasn't got ID detect, but my Z6 Mark II has, but we had it as a backup just for filming, so that's why I haven't used it for this shoot. But yeah, I'm really pleased with these images. I need to find one where I've not caught you half blanket. If you do ever crop off a shoulder like that, crop off another part on the opposite side, so then it looks like a part of it. I know, but it's what normally happens. Or yeah, those I'm really liking. We've got some really great images there, and all those further adjustments we've actually made, we can now turn. They have with the blue and the adjustments of the blue, we can now have that on every image. But we took quite a few images there.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just taken a few minutes to come through. But if you've got any other questions, I think I was going to ask Mark's question. Okay, so Mark, sorry you missed the first time. So if you go on the Evoto's website, we'll use my link in the description. When you go and download the software, that's all free. So these 171 images are all free to edit on. What you pay for is what you export. Now there are a few other AI software that actually does this too, but Evoto is the best one for price and the final image. So basically I pay a £60 a year subscription, and it gives me 800 credits, and each credit is one image exported, and each image roughly costs, I think we worked out between 9 and 13p roughly. I can't remember straight off the top of my head, but the more credits you buy, the cheaper it is. So find a package that is right for you. But when you do download the software and you use my code in the description, you do get a number of free credits too. I think it's 5 or 10, but I think it is closer to 5. And just play around, and then anything you are happy with, then export. And basically you would go into here. You can have it as a full JPEG and different files. You can add your watermark, rename it, do all of that. I did go in a lot more depth just before it got cut off. So feel free to play it back and take a look. And I only pay for that export. Now let's say I export this now, so that's cost me 1 credit. Let's say we now make another adjustment, which is what a lot of people forget about. Let's say just simply we just underexpose it. Say it was too bright. Or more importantly, actually, do you know what? I'm going to better way of showing you this. Let's say that was the high res version, and we're going to use that for a canvas in the studio, or for a brochure, or for some campaign where you need a high res file. You can export the same image again, doesn't cost you anything. You could have it as a low res file, okay, and that hasn't cost you anything more. So you can export it as many times as you like. You only have to pay for the export once. So let's say you have high res, low res. The low res is watermarked for social media. Then you have a website version. So that's 3 exports. You've only had to pay for 1. Okay, and it's cost you between 9 and 13p depending on your package. Oh, hello from Poland. It seems that I'm late. We'll watch later. Yeah, feel free to watch the whole video again. We go through the entire workflow of my shoot. But just to finish off, because I promised we would do a yellow/orange. I'm really pleased with those images, and again I've managed to do that set really quickly. We could very quickly just do a full length ones, and then I'll let you quickly get changed into the other outfit, and then I've got a mixture then, and then yeah, we've got one final look for you. So let's just grab that out, and then someone doing a massive favour, would you mind popping those strip lights on those lights there, if that's okay? Cool, thank you. Just going to move this out. So we're just going to take the reflector out, but I'm just going to add in 2 strip lights. So we're going to put one at the back. A bit forward. So what these strip lights are going to do, they're just going to kick the backdrop. Kick Hannah off the backdrop. And if that one could roll the other way, that'd be amazing. Thank you, Chris and Lucy. Just so you can see lights out with more lights in. So these are kick lights. So what this is going to do is just give a hairline down one side of the Hannah and give a highlight light on her shoulders. They're going to be on the same power. Chris, if you can make all the lights on 3, that'd be amazing. Someone asked earlier, why do I know what camera settings and what power to have? It's just because I've done this so many times. I know these lights like the back of my hand. I know the studio space as well. So I know if I'm lighting a model at a certain distance, I know the power needs to be this if my camera settings are that. And sadly, that does come with experience. But if you do open up your own studio, you will pick this up really quickly. Thank you, Chris, for doing that. This is the benefit of having a lighting assistant with you, is they can set up lights whilst you're doing things like this, or you're editing images, or you're doing some other adjustments to this lighting setup. The modelling bulb is literally, before we went live, blew on that light, which is why you can't see it on. I'm going to wing this in terms of doing a light test. I'm going to have them both on. I'm just going to do a shot, and hopefully it should come out perfect as we are. So I'm just going to do a free, don't know what, let's do full length. So there we go. And we might get those lights appearing as shadows. So let's have a look. Yeah, perfect. Right then. But then if we go back into the back shot 1. Okay, so it's done some adjustments there. It's still going with the adjustments. Right, can you see it's got rid of all that unnecessary lighting and things in it? It's actually done quite a good job. We would have to do a little fix here with the healing tool, just to get rid of those marks there. Let's just give it a go, shall we? There we go. So it's nearly actually done it there. I'm just quickly brushing it. I would spend normally much more time on this, but that's a great first result. But what I am going to do, I'm going to ask Chris to move those lights further apart, and then we will do another shot. Yeah, so they could just go back about a foot. If you do one, I'll do the other, and we can then carry on this. Yeah, perfect. So what happened is we've just got a shadow from this beauty disc hitting this and illuminating there. So it's going to move this light further back. So we do want to have as clean a backdrop as we would like. Just make sure that we don't pull it any wires too tight as well. That there. I should normally shoot a lot further back, but this beauty disc is going to be in the way. So I'm just going to move it to a slight angle. I'm going to get a slight shadow to one side, but that kick light on the left is now going to fill it. So you know what, now that we've seen full length, let's do 3/4 just to do that. And let's just see how those come out now. I'm going to swap the transition. Okay, so here we go. And it's just coming through. It's just tidying up the backdrop, doing all those adjustments down on the bottom left-hand side. Just taking a second, and in a minute it will appear. With that all disappeared, and we got some really great images there. It's just taking a little second.
Laura says your settings are good to start with though, then change from there, they're my go-to.
Sorry?
Laura says your settings are good to start with.
Your body mic is out.
Oh.
Can we just check the audio a second? Someone's just said the audio's out. Mine's still on. That's still on. Can everyone just check that the audio, they can still hear me clearly? But yeah, can you see, we just got rid of all those marks. There is a slight shadow, but that's because we've moved the beauty disc. But those images are both great. But just because I wanted to show you the orange, I'm going to quickly ask Hannah to get changed into the other outfit, and we're going to finish this with the third look very quickly. You all right? All working fine?
It's picking up from the phone.
Picking up from the fan? Phone? Why is it picking up from the phone? Okay, so we're just going to see what's happening with the phone. Apparently it's giving up some extra audio. That one. Okay, so guys, if you do get a little bit of an echo, it's because of the phone. We're just trying to work out how we turn it off. You can hear me clearly when you're close to the screen, but when you have, not when your back's turned to us. Okay, what I'm gonna do just to finish off this stream, seems that when we went off, it's just now done something different. We're going to continue. Oh, I'm sitting on the wrong screen. Okay guys, so just very quickly, we just looked at the settings. Apparently something's changed when we went off and come back. So what I will do is I'll make sure I'm facing you guys when I'm talking, and then hopefully you'll get much clearer audio just to finish off. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to roll down this yellow, which can be mistaken for orange. Some people think it's orange, some people think it's yellow. When I got it rolled down, write in the comments what you think it is, and then yeah, we'll go from there. I'm going to keep the lighting setup the same just to finish off, because this was going to be the third look lighting setup, and yeah, just give us 2 minutes. Oh yeah, would you mind rolling? Mine needs to go a little bit more. What I am going to do, I think I'm going to swap this beauty dish for a softer light, just to kind of go with the pastel tones with this. So I'm going to take the optic snoot off. I'm going to use that light for this final set. Those strip lights can go back in place. I'm just going to wheel this out of the way. If anyone's got any questions, please ask away whilst we're doing this, and I'm going to quickly answer them once we're all set up. You all right? Sorry?
The wheels falling off.
Oh, I know. I need to fix it tomorrow. So I'm going to pop that here just for a second. Oh, of course, that's what you mean. The wheel is probably going to fall off. That doesn't normally happen on a shoot.
Fall off.
So there's a screw somewhere that needs to be tightened up. Then that's it. Oh, wouldn't mind doing that, and this is why health and safety is so important in the studio. I'm waiting for the trip jokes to now appear. I'm going to take this off. Great, the cable's just got around this one. Can I say you look great in that as well. I don't know what, we'll do that after the live stream, if that's okay. If we could just pop it out of the way, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much. Just because of where the camera is, I'm going to pop this side just so then the softbox doesn't block off the view. But we got a new Octobox from Chris's old studio, and is it a 90 centimetre? Oh, I need to be in the other camera. Whoops. Okay guys, so we just set up, but we got a new Octobox from Chris's studio. So this is a 90 centimetre Octobox. It's a little bit smaller than the mass one you normally see, but we've got some really great results with it. And it's a new lighting modifier. I just thought we'd finish off using this. But because the camera is here, I don't want to put it this side or else you're going to be blocked off. So we're just going to pop it this side just to finish off. And we're going to as I have the optic snoot on, let's make sure that is and down. So it's it there. I'm going to pop it on 3 again. We'll do that test shot. Now I know that those strip lights are correctly exposed. It's only this main light we now need to check. So I'm just going to keep the camera where it is, but I'm going to show you the results in just a second. Again, I'm going to shoot 3/4 length. Kind of want to go with the fun vibe again. I need the other trigger because that old light's now gone, so I'm just going to swap this over. So yeah, just got this special Elenchron one that I use when we've got the Elenchron lights on. But as the other one had just an old Bowens one, we had to swap the trigger over quickly. So now we should get a wonderful shot. Now bearing, that fire. Now I was getting worried then. I'm just going to have a couple of shots there. Let's have a look at a few of those coming through just to finish off. Okay, I'm really liking that, but I think we need to move this octobox round to be more head on to you, because I'm not a massive fan of this shadow here. I know Evoto software will tidy that up like it just did, but I think there's quite a bit of a shadow there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this in the middle, like so. There we go. And what we're just going to do, I'm going to swap this back over so you can see now. I've just moved it into the butterfly lighting position. It looks a lot higher to Hannah than what it actually is, but I promise you it is in the right position. Let's get some great shots there. Hannah head on towards us. Perfect. Just going to grab a couple of shots just to finish off there. And now look, we've got these great shots now coming through. And again, we haven't had to change many of our settings. The only thing we do need to think about is we adjusted that blue here, and my phone's apparently dying. That hasn't popped up all night until just then. Perfect. So what we might end up doing, yeah, I'm really liking that. Just cropping. I may lift the shadows up a little bit. So this octobox has a lot more contrast to it as it is a much smaller light, but I might just lift the shadows a little bit just to tweak that. But the ones where Hannah's facing me came out really well, so we're just waiting for those to come through. For some reason now it's lagging a lot more now. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Right, let's just wait for this to come through. So it's just processing now, and I'm trying not to. There we go. Yeah, perfect. I'm really liking that. So you can see these kick lights doing their job all along the sides here. And again, we haven't had to do too many adjustments for even from when we were shooting on blue. But what we just want to confirm, all those are on. These are all new features too. We're just going to go into the color selection, just see if we can just sort that yellow out. It's just jumping a little bit because we are live streaming. We're just going to make that yellow a little bit lighter. Now, we had an argument in the studio a while ago.
It's orange.
And we need to have a debate. People say this is orange. Other people say it's yellow.
The dress I just had on is yellow.
Yeah, and this is orange. And it's caused much debate because the colour is called sunflower. And there's been a massive debate about it. So give us your thoughts in the comments whether you think it is yellow or orange. Now, we have now hit 9 o'clock. We've shown you our workflow. But if anyone's got any questions, please ask away now and I'll happily answer them for you. Hannah, thank you so much for that. Would you mind just waiting 5 minutes to see if anyone asks any questions?
Some bits just popped up.
So John's messaged. Saying I'm back. Whoops, got logged out. Okay, yeah. So John is our videographer who films all our videos, and he does such an amazing job for us. He's teaching me as well, so I can now do more videos as well. So that's where you're getting a lot more content. Is John films some, and I film some as well. Everyone's saying orange. So should we just say it is orange now?
Oh, I knew it was orange anyway.
Yeah, but that's because we've already had the debate.
I always knew it was
Yeah, Laura, thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, please consider liking and subscribing. So subscribe doesn't mean more views at all, but what subscribing does is it lifts us up the rankings as a channel, which means our videos may get featured more. And then the more times you watch a video, we are now monetized, so every single view every single video you watch is helping this channel, which means we can do more of these. We are sponsored by Evoto. They have been incredible to us. Please check them out because they've massively helped my work run. I hope tonight has shown you how much you can do with Evoto. You can do this photo shoot so easily. The editing's virtually done there. Like, I wouldn't even change any of that. So I could send you these tomorrow morning, and you can then send these off, use them on Instagram. There is a discount code if you are looking to buy credits. It's free to edit on, it's free to download. All you pay for is what you export, and it costs you pence per image. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. Please consider like and subscribe. Hannah, thank you so much for helping. Chris and Lucy too. There is a proper team here. You may only see a few of us in it, but there's a massive team behind us, so a massive thank you to them. And also thank you for all of you watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers guys.